Number one team in the area, Massaponax, took on Freedom in a game that really wasn't all that close. 17 different ball carriers for Ponax, 460 yards rushing. They cruised to a 48-20 victory over Freedom. Joey Bendon, my goodness.
Yeah, he scored the first 3 touchdowns of the game. They were up 21-0 before Freedom could even kind of open their eyes and figure out what was going on. He's so good. I mean, I've covered a couple games so far with him leading the way, and Eric Ludden, their coach, talks about his poise, how much in control he is. He's not a real talkative guy, but he really has control of that huddle, and they're so good. They have so many guys to contribute to that offense, and they've kind of figured out some new roles for guys, the fullback roles and all that kind of stuff. And just looks like their offense is running on all cylinders.
I love my favorite Massaponax anecdote of the week is, of course, I was at the Conference 4 golf tournament this week and ran into Nat Jackson, who is at Riverbend now as a coach, of course, but was a standout doing exactly what Joey Bendon is doing. Nat Jackson confirms Joey Bendon much better than Nat Jackson was in high school. From Nat Jackson's mouth, yeah.
That says a lot.
Joey is sneaky fast, and I think that's the thing that really surprises people when they see him, and probably opponents when they see him in person versus on film. He hits a hole faster than just about anyone I've seen.
And Ponax is rolling their offense. Of course, they've been putting up the rushing yards the last couple weeks. Since maybe that Cortland game, they bail out there, and then it's been a roll since then. And now they get a bye week, a little time off to figure out the things they're not quite doing quite as well, get those straightened out, and then they got Stonewall Jackson, a team you like Massaponax against coming out of the bye.
I think they've had 40 in all their last 3 games too, so they've had a chance to. Yeah. I think they've had a chance to get a lot. I mean, they had 17 different ball carriers. It wasn't because they wanted to get all those guys involved immediately. It was because they were up big and they were able to kind of let these guys, get some playing time there. That's important because they're unveiling some new pieces here. They had to replace some pretty key running backs there from that offense last year.
No doubt.
So they're getting a chance to get all these guys playing time, which is really good for them.
Trey Carson with 2 rushing touchdowns in this game, but yeah, that's a good point. And I think it's 27 consecutive regular season victories for this Ponax team. But if we're talking about identity, I think we know that this team measures its success by the postseason performance. So they are quite capable at running off a large number of wins during the regular season, but what they do in the postseason is going to determine how they feel about it.
Well, that's true, but you talk about identity, and the school, it's most easy to predict exactly what they'll be that year. Every year is Massaponax. By this time, they're going to run the option. They're going to be piling up 300 and 400 rushing yards a game. They're going to be scoring a bunch of points, and apparently they're going to win regular season games. And then, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Ponax with the 48-20 victory over Freedom.